In this lecture, we would understand the developments under Kurukshetra October edition for social transformation. So there have been various developments which are done here, but the most important things are the schemes that have been discussed. The first important scheme is the Manrega scheme. Now, most of the development works under Ministry of Rural Development, and it focuses on inclusive and sustainable development with basic minimum needs for all. 65% of the Indians inhabiting rural area face some challenge in their life. Now, how do we address those? So, Manrega is one of the schemes where we guarantee minimum 100 days of employment in a financial year to every household. Now, people can register to the Manrega scheme through the various ways, and there would be job cards which would be issued. Now, if there are 10 job seekers, they shall apply to sanction for a new work, and then there would be a shelf of work which would be sanctioned, and this would be remaining for a period of 5 years, and identifying the village community within 15 days of the date of the receipt of applications would be done. Now, job seekers would be given 10% of the minimum wages as additional amount and 25% of the minimum wages in the first 30 days as compensatory daily allowance. So, those two important things would be taken into consideration. Now, what are the powers which are vested through the officers? So, officers have a power to actually lodge the FIR. One important thing to note here, no contractors or machines are allowed for Manrega scheme. 40:60 wages to material ratio has to be maintained for all works. Grievance redressal, social audit is important. Then we have Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Kaushal Yojana, where job ready rural growth and development is surmounted. Support training and free boarding and lodging facilities are provided. Spurti scheme is for developing and regeneration of traditional industries. So rural artisans are reorganized into clusters, making them more competitive and increasing their income, setting up modern infrastructure and setup. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, our urban mission, aims to improve the quality of life. Atma Gaon ki Suvidha Shehar ki is the vision. Development of clusters is again important for the same. The next is Samragra Shiksha. Samragra Shiksha focuses on infrastructural development, good quality education and providing support for school infrastructure. The next is Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Jeevan Mission aims at providing piped water supply to every household by 2024. Har Ghar Jal status is the new mission which is called as. PM Kusum talks about providing solar energy setups to the farmers, and the additional income which is generated through this can be sold to the discoms and farmers can have additional revenue. Biogas is another way through which their growth can be further enhanced. Now, women's developing as entrepreneurs, specifically in the rural area, and the young population, we have over 43 crore women population which is in a young age group, and therefore if we bring in more women work participation, there can be more chances of entrepreneurship development. And the labor workforce in India was at its peak in 2005. After it, there has been a decline. However, if we look onto the total labor population for 2019, India has significantly high values. We have numerous challenges though that come with women entrepreneurs, that is problems with credit facilities, gender biasness, domestic responsibilities. How do we tackle the issues of gender biasness? The Atal Innovation Mission is again one of the important missions for the same. We have various women-led startups. For example, K-Nomics Mint Book is one example. Bioprime Agri Solutions, Proximal Solescence Technology, then microfinancing and microcrediting. People belonging from low income group require some financial help in order to initiate their startups. So microfinancing started in 1970s under the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh under the vision of Muhammad Yunus, and this is spread later on. So self-help groups have developed, and in India we have self-help groups linked to the banking systems where self-financing became a major issue. Swern Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana talks about rural employment and focuses on development through various ways. So there are various developments from departmental initiatives that are seen. Now, Andhra Pradesh, we have various programs like Pudupu Lakshmi, Jivika Mission in Bihar, and so on and so forth. Then there are NABARD initiatives, the funds and the mentoring for the same. Various support activities are required for various activities. Joint liability groups and the support to the joint liability groups have been taken into account. For health, Ayushman Bharat, establishment of wellness centers, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, through which we meet the idea of Sustainable Development Goal 3. This is one of the largest health assurance schemes in the world, where so far 8 crore rural areas, 8 crore rural population and 2 crore urban families would be covered. So 10 crore families has already been under it. We are now talking about smarter villages. Gujarat is one of the first state to have a smart village using Li-Fi technology, which is optical wireless communication network. And then we also have commitments to broadband network through BharatNet. Then we also talk about Li-Fi, which uses light rather than radio frequencies. Mori village in East Godavari has turned out to be a super smart village due to very good smart connectivity. All the households there enjoy Wi-Fi connectivity. Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, where this started in 2014, and the member of the parliaments from both the houses have to identify and adopt at least 3 villages, one in first phase and 2 in second phase, and this is how the rural areas can actually be given a higher development. Then we have various schemes for a state. For example, Uttar Pradesh digital infrastructure, digital empowerment. In Maharashtra we talk about SMART, which is agribusiness and rural transformation. We talk about various cooperatives and development of cooperatives, the various Wi-Fi coverages. Churni village in Maharashtra has very high internet connectivity. Khodaganj in Nalanda is a good example of CSC, which ensures that online services are provided to every nook and corner. Then we have Dholpur in Rajasthan, where digital connectivity has significantly developed, and Food and Agriculture Organization runs its 1000 digital village initiative, and this has India as one of the members. So it runs it in India, China, Japan and Korea. Then making people fit is another initiative. So fitness ki dose aadha ghante roz is one of the major slogans which has been popularly seen. Undernutrition, malnourishment is another problem. So acute hunger, chronic hunger and hidden hunger, how do we solve these issues? What is an optimum balanced diet as recommended by ICMR? So that categorization has been mentioned. Then the classification of food: energy giving food, which is carbohydrate rich, rice, wheat. Then we have bodybuilding, which is protein rich food. So various classification of the food, and a balanced diet incorporates integrating all these elements. For a healthy lifestyle, we need to have ahar, vihar, vichar and vyavahar. All of these must be developed in line. Then we have Poshan Abhiyan, which talks about National Nutrition Mission, launched on India's International Women Day 2018. National Nutrition Policy and National Action Plan on Nutrition is another important plan that we focus on. And then we have 1 week in the month of September, from 1st to 7th September, which is celebrated as National Nutrition Week every year. We also talk about development in terms of sports. So Sports Authority of India has come up with a unique scheme, which is Come and Play scheme, and this is come and utilize the schemes of the stadiums and the sports platforms which are available. The top athletes can now get assistance under the Target Olympic Podium scheme, where various suggestions for lifestyle modification, dietary improvements, good physical activity would be given. Khelo India is a national program to develop sports in India. Entrepreneurship for social change has been adopted, where we are focusing on the young population and increasing the per capita income of the young population. We have witnessed a significant increase in the per capita income over the years, and we can see that how the per capita income has been changing and rising, but still inequalities are seen. The growth rates in the primary sector are less as compared to secondary and tertiary sector, which has been constantly creating inequalities among the various sections like SC, ST, OBC, minority, women is again important. Then we talk about rural entrepreneurs. Rural entrepreneurs provide unemployment and underemployment opportunities. We also understand how to promote entrepreneurship. So, Project Ustad is one of the schemes. Under Project Ustad, upgradation of the skills for art and craft has been taken into consideration. So, artisans have been trained accordingly. Training should be between 14 to 45 years. We also talk about the Swachh Udyami Yojana, where we focus on Safai Karamcharis, venture capital funds mainly for scheduled caste and developments of scheduled caste. Then we have Kaushal Vikas Yojana for skill development. Then we also talk about the Gramin Digital Shiksha Abhiyan for digital awareness and education, bridging up the rural-urban digital divide. Samrakra Shiksha Abhiyan, where we subsume three schemes, which is the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan and Teachers Education. Then we also talk about various developments, for example, in the field of agriculture, in the field of tribal development. So, Tri-Food scheme is implemented by Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Ministry of Food Processing Industries to promote value addition to the minor forest produce. Also, Telangana government has started with the Dalit Bandhu scheme. Gujarat government has signed up a MOU with Amazon for tribal entrepreneurs. The National SC/ST scheme hub is another important scheme which has been identified, which checks into linkages for monitoring and financial support. Then we also talk about developments with various departments and schemes. We also focus on the Vandhan scheme. Vandhan scheme is specifically targeting with the tribal self-help groups, technology intervention for tribal empowerment. This is a grant and aid scheme for Department of Science and Technology under the tribal sub-plan. The goal is one of the schemes as going online as leaders to mentoring to the tribal youth for development across various avenues, from horticulture to food processing to tribal art and so on. So all these issues have to be taken into consideration here. Sustainable solid and liquid waste management. Swachhata Hi Seva hai. We are talking about waste segregation at source. Swachh Bharat mission, untreated waste should be segregated, and various cities and the various developments have been seen through Swachh Sarvekshan, which is an annual survey of cleanliness across the various ministries. Compost Banao, Compost Apnao is one of the schemes for rural and urban areas. Gobardhan scheme for basically converting the degradable waste to biogas and ensuring water supply and a kind of development in the rural areas through collection of solid waste, utilization of the waste which could be biodegraded through biogas use, meeting the various sustainable development goals. Waste Eco Park has been developed in Malaysia, and this talks about recycling companies. Green Soul is an organization which collects discarded footwears in Navi Mumbai and refurbishes them. So Green Soul is another one. Similarly, we have an online portal which is BGNet. Bulk waste generators in Bangalore must register with this BGNet platform. So rural area education has also been an important breakthrough. We are reducing the gap between the gender divide in terms of education, bringing in quality education and holistic development, holistic women education, and empowering even the senior citizens for development. Elder Line is one of the toll-free helplines which has been started for senior citizens for any kind of redressal to grievances and monitoring the performances, regaining financial independence, building confidence measures, and development measures. Ministry of Social Justice focuses on Vayoshreshth Samman, which is a national award to an eminent senior citizen. 5 schemes under the umbrella scheme of Atal Vayo Abhyudayan Yojana, Abhyuday Yojana. We have these 5 schemes which would be merged under it. So Varishth Pension Bima Yojana talks about social security to senior citizens. Pradhan Mantri Vaya Bandhan Yojana talks about social security in the old age, and this is implemented by LIC. Sacred scheme is about senior able citizens for re-employment and dignity. Aggressor scheme is for actions for social reconstruction, elderly self-help groups, and a shared platform to be conducted for them. And then we also talk about awareness building and development, delivering services on the right way, and the various schemes under the e-shram portal of the Ministry of Labor, where we have a national database now for the unorganized workers as well on a single portal. So those are some of the important schemes that have been discussed as a part of rural transformation in India. In the October edition, we cover Yojana and Kurukshetra on a monthly basis. So stay subscribed for further updates. Wish you very good luck for preparation, and our test series is now live. So students interested can check out our doorstep tutor details for more information.